Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Eros in the fifth house in a natal chart. Now, Eros in astrology can be connected with that energy that we have a very powerful, perhaps near unconquerable sexual attraction to. Now, since we're talking about the houses, it's more about that sector in life it falls in. It can indicate the kind of person we are to some degree. Remember, each house in astrology does correspond with the zodiac sign, but I see the kind of person that we might have a very erotic connection to is more associated with the sign as opposed to the house. But anyway, this could be, given that we're talking about the fifth house, this could be somebody that you have very powerful. So the person, that kind of person that you may have this very powerful, inordinate sexual attraction to, maybe somebody that might actually turn out to be a true love. It could be somebody that might be rather, it could be childlike or whimsical to some degree, a person that loves fun, amusement, and enjoyment, may like to play games, whether it's board games or video games. It could also be somebody that might be a little bit of a gambler or a risk taker. It could be also a person, like say, that's very exceptionally romantic, but maybe about attaining personal popularity. It could be a very popular person, and it could also be, as far as investments go, it could be a person that might be involved in some kind of investments one way or another very strongly, such as like stocks, especially if you have it in a sign like Taurus, which is about money. So anyway, um, and also to, like, say if you have that in Aries in your chart, it could be a person that could really, I mean, as far as risk taking, a person that might do so through very doing things that are very brave and are very risk taking. It could be somebody that might be involved in, doing like a stuntsman or stuntswoman or whatever you would want to call that. So it's really that's how this could manifest and pan out as in that example. Now, in some cases, I mean, since we're talking about the fifth house in astrology, and the fifth house does correspond with the zodiac sign Leo, it could be, some cases, it could be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody Leo characteristics. But I mean, say you could have this. In most cases, you'll have this in another sign as opposed to Leo. And I mean, say if you have it, I mean, regardless of sign, if you have the Eros in your natal chart conjunct the other person's ascendant, this could reaffirm and confer perhaps a more of the physical, more physical a connection and more tied in with the appearance of the individual. Now, if your Eros conjuncts the person's moon, it could be more on an unconscious or subconscious level. If it's the sun, if your natal Eros conjuncts the other person's natal sun, it could be more where you might be allured by the person's basic character, but it could be the physical body to some degree, because the sun can be connected with that, though the ascendant is what dominates the physical appearance and body. Now, also, too, Eros in astrology can be very extreme. It can indicate that energy that we really feel infatuated by, where you might be in very strongly sexually connected to. But it could also, in some cases, go the other way and be that exceptional turnoff, or somebody you might be rebuffed by or will flat out repudiate or reject. Now, given this is the fifth house, this could be a person that maybe some of the things that a person might really be infatuated with this energy might actually be repelled or turned off by. And especially, I mean, such as somebody that's overly gregarious or overly popular or extroverted. I mean, and a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on the elements in your own astrological chart. Say if you have a Scorpio dominant chart, say you have Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, well, Scorpio is often very secluded, even reclusive. They're very secretive, and they have trouble letting others into their lives. So if you're a person that has, like, say, Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, you might have difficulty with this energy, and also Scorpio being very jealous too. If you happen to be connect with somebody that might have a very as far as being very popular, you might be a person that might become jealous of this popularity the other person has. But anyway, and other things where this person may be exceptionally turned off by somebody that might be overly fun-loving or more dominated by games and fun, amusement, or enjoyment, especially if you're like a person that's more dominated by work and employment. It might be a person that might be too childlike, too whimsical for you. I mean, if you have like a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, you might be more looking for somebody that's more serious and more of a stern disposition, taking life a little bit more seriously. But it doesn't necessarily mean you won't be connected with this person on a very powerful erotic level. Now, another thing too is that Eros in astrology can also be associated with one's creative energy and ability. Now, given that we're talking about the fifth house, this could be where the creative energy and ability may be shared with lovers. You might collaborate on some creative endeavor with a lover, a romantic partner. It could be with children, and it might also play a role in your personal popularity. The creative energy that you might exhibit might actually increase in terms of drawing people to you and becoming more popular as a result. Now, let's say you have this in Pisces in your natal chart. You have Eros in Pisces in the fifth house. This could be a person that might be very enamored with, like, or should express creative energy, perhaps in hypothetical sports matchups, especially if you are a sports fanatic. Say, if this is in Sagittarius, you might express this by creating your own outdoor games. And say if this is in Taurus, as another example, you may express your creativity perhaps in doing something Taurus related, such as arts and crafts. So anyway, and again, and this could be, and talking about the fifth house of games, this is where a lot of that creative energy can go into something fun, amusement, or enjoyment. And again, going back to the Taurus example, something with arts and crafts, that could be a hobby, because the fifth house is associated with hobby. So anyway, now, Eros in astrology can also be associated with what one may have a very powerful exuberance and enthusiasm, even strong passion for. Given that we're talking about the fifth house in astrology, it can be a person that might have a strong enthusiasm for their hobbies. A lot of people may have that anyway, regardless of astrological placements, but this could be more reinforced or reaffirmed, more emphasized, since we're talking about the fifth house now. And also matters with entertainment. This person may have a strong passion for, and even love and romance as well, and activities with children as well. And this is something too, and where you may have also another way you might express where you have that powerful exuberance for, could be in your creative endeavors. It could be through partying. Say if you have this in Leo, this could be on a very large scale, and it could be a strong enthusiasm for very extravagant partying. It could also be through gambling. In some cases, if you have this in Scorpio, you got to be careful. It might be more very obsessive or fixation, or might have fixation on matters with gambling and speculation. Say if this is in Virgo, it could be about through the extrapolating sports data, projecting sports statistics, and it could also using an aspect example. Say if this Eros in your fifth house in your natal chart makes a sextile or trine to your natal Jupiter, this could add more, perhaps some luck, more fortune and prosperity to your creative energy, and the things that you're very exuberant about and enthusiastic about, which of course could be some hobby or creative endeavor, or something sports related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.